Welcome to 28 days on how to learn acrylic day 3. Okay, let's get started. So we are at day 3, which is acrylic ratios. So it is a really important step, and this is a really important video. So let's just start with how to pick up a bead. So what we want to do is you want to dip the entire brush into your acrylic liquid, and you can see how the belly of the brush has expanded. So basically the size of our acrylic beads rely on how much liquid is in our brush. So let's try again. So dip all the way in. I want you to turn in a 90-degree angle, and we're going to get the belly of the brush, and we're going to wipe, like squidgy it out and tap. And then we're going to turn the brush around. The reason we turn the brush around is so that the liquid can fall into exactly where we want it to be. Okay, so in the powder and just the ends, I'm going to go nudge, nudge, nudge. Just lay down your bead, and we're just gently going to hover there just for a minute. And so what you want to see is your bead staying nice with a little bit of a shape. We don't want it to be super flat like a pancake, because on a real nail, we'd be pressing down and distributing the acrylic to wherever we would like to add structure to the nail. So that's really important. All right, what about if we want a slightly larger one? Okay, we know that we need a little bit more liquid in our brush. So let's go to the next size. All right, so we're going to go in, and this time we're going to only wipe out half the way and tap. Turn up and brush over. And the reason we do that is because we know that we've wiped the brush the whole way out to create that bead. We want to go bigger, so we need more liquid in our brush. So count 1, 2, 3, and there we have our bead. And you can see it's not falling off my brush or anything like that. And there you have it. We have a bigger bead. Now, what about a baby bead? We want hardly any liquid in the brush. Let's wipe out both sides. And you can see I'm flipping it around a few times, and then we got to go in, and I'm just going to get the little itty bit. So if I go 1, 2, 3, just on the tip of my brush, you can see it's going to be, so it's very rare you're going to need a bead that tiny though. But it is really good for fixing mistakes or little bits that you may have missed. Okay, so there we are. So a bead that is too wet, this is what it looks like. If I place the bead down, you're going to see it look like it's starting to pancake out. So it's going past the lines, even the color, it starts to bleed a little bit. And it's just because there's so much liquid, and there's way more liquid to the powder ratio. So you can see it's starting to like look a little bit discolored, and it's starting to run out of the lines. And that's kind of what you don't want. Because what happens is that this is going to want to flow into your side walls and your cuticles on a real nail. So when we're placing a bead down, we don't want to be kind of chasing the bead if it's running everywhere all over the nail. And this is why ratio is key. So this is the kind of bead that we are aiming for. See how it's kind of within the lines here? It's nice and shapely, which means that it's going to allow us to distribute the acrylic and use our brush to press down when we were up to that lesson. Okay, so this one here, you can see it's starting to come out of the line a little bit. It's quite flat in comparison, and so that means your ratio is probably a bit too wet. This one's just right. And here I'm going to give you an example of what's too dry. Can you see there's a little bit of powder in my brush there, and it's not even wanting to like stick down on the mat. Okay, so it's too dry. You can see there's still some powder in there, and that would be a big no-no. I want you to get in the habit of wiping your brush. So we want to dip in, and we're going to wipe, and we're going to clean out our brush and give it a really good wipe, because we don't want acrylic to be dried up in your brush, especially after something that has a ratio too wet or too dry. So it's really easy to get acrylic stuck in your brush. So if you want to save yourself time and money on buying new brushes, just give it an extra wipe and keep it clean, especially while you're learning. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure that you comment below. And if you're having troubles with your acrylic ratio, we'll be checking and responding to your comments. And we may include a couple of bonus videos to answer some. So good luck, guys. And we'll see you for tomorrow's lesson.